So let's start with the architecture stack today, and then we'll do some that service pack installation, and then Maven and everything. So let's cover a little bit from the course perspective, and then we'll just return to the instance practical and everything. Okay. So what you see right now, right, this image, right? So this is the typical architecture stack of your AEM instance. So these are the technologies you can say involved, how your instance is built up. Okay, so you see this orange or whatever colored layer. This is your OSGI. Okay, so why it is like covering the whole, all the other three layers, holding up all the three layers is because this is right your container where your other things are kind of installed or getting worked on. Okay, so this is a OSGI container where your all other services are going to work. Okay, so first at the top you see is your instance, Adobe Experience Manager, the tool. So it's based on two major technologies. It's called Apache Sling, and the third is your Java Content Repository, JCR. Okay, so these terminologies is something that's defined in your architecture. So we should be aware how, or what technologies we are going to use or what it is based on. Okay, so when we talk about OSGI, right, so this is open source gateway initiative. So this is like your fundamental layer or the very basic layer of your AEM. Okay, so why? Because this is giving me a container to run my AEM tool, AEM applications, or my code, or everything. Okay, so this is your modular application runtime. Whatever applications we are going to build. Okay, so whenever I'm saying an application means why we are using AEM. Okay, so we are developing web application, right? We are developing a website or any web application we are developing. So how it is implemented, how it is deployed, that is all using a bundle in your OSGI framework. Okay, so OSGI framework is helping us to build and deploy those applications as small bundles. Okay, the modular bundles. Now, what is a bundle? So similarly, like in any code base, right, you have your, even when you're building your .NET files or any other files. So how we build Java application is in the form of a jar. Okay, Java application runtime. So we create whatever Java files we have created, whatever configurations we have created, we package them in a jar file in a typical environment. Also, any other suppose you're installing on a Tomcat server or any other web server, you will deploy your jar file. So how OSGI bundle is also collection of tightly coupled dynamically loadable classes. It's a jar file with some extra information or extra files. Okay, so we also have like a kind of jar file with an extra information that whatever we are importing, whatever we are exporting, and all that configuration we are adding. So all our code base is packaged as a OSGI bundle. Okay, so bundle I can independently develop and deploy in our OSGI framework, and I can have a dependency also. Suppose my one bundle or my application one bundle is dependent on application two bundle, right? So that kind of dependencies obviously we can have, but I can develop this independently and install on my system, right? So if I am developing any application means I need to develop a how I'm installing on my AEM instances using this OSGI framework. Okay. uh, okay, so let me show you. Okay, or let me show you back. Okay, so this is the first screen that you see. Okay, so if you go to tools and your operations tab, what is wrong with it? Okay, anyways, I'm just installed a new instance because okay, I'll just directly go for now. We'll see what is the issue. But yeah, so when I'm directly going so this is the console where you will see, this is called a web console. Okay, so if you go in your cases, I've just installed a new instance right now, fresh instance. But see, if you can go to your tools, just click operations, you will see an option of web console. Okay, so some issue it's not loading right now for me, but yeah, that is the console that will open up, and OSGI you can click bundles. Okay, so this is the place where you will land. Here you will see all the bundles that are installed in your instance. So when I'm talking instance, we are talking about localhost 4502 right now. Okay, so any particular instance, if I open the same console for my publisher, that would be showing the bundles installed on your publish instance. So this is, we are talking about an individual instance here. So if I see 581 bundles in total and 581 bundles active, okay, so these are the total bundles that are showing up and installed in my system. Obviously there would be a lot of out of the box bundles that would be there. Okay, let me open my old instance only for you to show right now. Leave it.
Able to see that web console in the operations.
Yeah. I was just trying to install a new fresh because I have a lot of things already there. So anyways, let me open my old one only for demoing. Then I can switch to new back. Okay. So this web console takes you to the configuration manager, and from here you switch to your bundles. Yeah. So yeah. So here I'm seeing 618 bundles in total, 612 bundles active. Okay. So this means whatever application I'm installing here, okay, obviously there are a lot default. So whatever application you are going to create, you will see a respective bundle installed for that application. Okay. So suppose I have uh, training. Okay. So I have a training application right now. Okay. So if you see, this one, this is what I have built, or a test site, you can say. So each bundle is going to have its own jar file. Okay. When it was created or installed. Then it would have a list of whatever packages we are exporting, whatever packages we are importing. Means obviously when you are writing any code, you are using other APIs, right? You are using other packages. So whatever packages you are importing and whatever services, servlets we are going to write, we'll be seeing each and every detail here. Okay, so this is a detail of an individual bundle. Each bundle, if you see, will have a ID. Okay, so similarly, when you open, it's opened by that ID. So each bundle is going to have an ID, going to have details, whatever naming you have given. Each bundle is going to have a version. Okay, so here it is snapshot. In prod cases, or whenever you move your code to production, we are going to follow the releases, right? So it's like 1.0.0, 1.0.1, 1.0.2, and then if it's a major release, then 1.1. So whatever, like, that kind of versions we maintain. Snapshot we maintain for development work. Okay, so when we say snapshot, that means you don't need to maintain your versions. It's always going to upgrade. So this is what, because for dev usually you give lot of builds, right? So small changes, you give a build, then test. So you cannot going to be increase version again and again. So to avoid that, we give that version called snapshot. So till dev instances, you can maintain the version snapshot. But as soon as you move to QA or production, you have to maintain a proper version 1.0, 1.1, whatever, like how you want to follow that. Okay. So then there is a life cycle to a bundle. Means whenever you are uploading any bundle or installing any application, right, there have to be a life cycle that goes on. Okay. So to be able your application to work. Okay. So similarly, if I see, you will have for V-Retail also, right? So V-Retail application is sample application that is installed. Okay. So see, this is your V-Retail application. Their version is 4.0.0. Okay. What they are following. If you see their list, so these are, whatever services they are using or declaring. Okay. And the status. So this is an important thing to be followed. To be able your application to work, the status of your bundle should be active. Okay. So while you are debugging or troubleshooting, sometimes your pages are not loading for your web application. First thing to check is if your bundle is active. All right. So if your bundle is not active, your application is not going to work. Now, why my bundle will not be active? What can be the cases? Okay. So you see this weekend site, right? Okay, that's why. Okay. So in my case, if if I see, my weekend site had some issues also. So I'll show you content weekend, right? Okay. So you see there are, I cannot open my site. So my bundle is not at all active also. So my bundle is in install state. So this application is not going to work. Okay. So why? My bundle is in installed state. So for that, I will click this bundle. Okay, so this ID 636. Now you will see something in red, right? So now it is telling why it is not working. Okay, because for our bundle, we have declared some dependencies or we have used some other packages with specific version. Okay, so I have used Sling model. I mean, weekend site, the site has used this Sling model dependency, and what it is saying, it cannot be resolved. Okay, so I am using some other packages with this version. Okay, so that has to exist on my system, of course, right, to be able to use. So since it is not able to resolve these dependencies, my bundle state is installed. It is not going to resolve unless I resolve this. Okay, so that's how I can have a dependency from one bundle to another bundle. So although these are out of the box only, but it needs to have this version in my system. Okay. So tomorrow, if you are creating your application and you are using some class of your weekend, right? So you are creating a dependency that, okay, I am going to use weekend core, or I am going to use some servlet, some service of weekend core, and I'm using 3.1 version. But in my system, my version is 3.2. Okay, or you are declaring dependency of 3.3. So that would show red because in your console, in your system, in your instance, your weekend version is 3.2 and you are looking for 3.3. That won't resolve, or otherwise you have to make that 3.3 available in your instance. Okay, so that's how we can declare dependencies, and we need to make sure those particular versions exist on your instance. Okay, so this is one good example that is being shown right now. Okay.
So
So
those
how?
are in terms
Yeah.
other bundles, right? The ones highlighted in red.
Right. So if I see, I may be having this, but maybe different version. Okay.
Oh,
So I'm opening, let me duplicate. Right. So this versions may be different. What it is looking for and what we have, or maybe not existing at all. So they are not existing only. Okay. So how we can do, again, that is I can show you later. But I mean, I'll show you, okay, once we, little bit go into uh, creation of project structure and everything, I can show you. But yeah, this is a good example for now, that uh, how we can create those dependencies, and we need to resolve those dependencies. And this is the other state mostly you will see. Okay, so your bundles has to be in active state. Once you have deployed your application, then only it will work, your application will work correctly. Okay, so that is like a troubleshooting point you can check. Okay, so this is your container. Okay, and these are your default screen that opened up the configuration. Okay, so these are all your configurations that you create. So suppose any, let's see if I have any configuration for V retail. Yeah, maybe this one. Okay. You won't get weekend. Okay, I cannot explain the configuration what it is about. Okay, because that's like lot deep. But just assume. So these are typical configurations that we create. Suppose this is a course configuration. Okay, so whatever values we are going, these are like your application level configurations. Okay, uh, this might look little complex right now, but this is a way we give any configuration we want, saying that okay, what are the allowed paths. So this may be specific to any particular functionality. Okay, so that might be the case, but this is a place where you are keeping all your configurations related to your application. Okay, so once we create a sample site, we might get some simple, so that we understand. uh, so any parameter, suppose this is okay. So any parameter, any root path that I'm going to use, so I can give a configuration like this. Okay. So this console is somewhere, some place where you're going to see your bundles and you're going to see your configuration. Okay. So container is something that is defining how, so that's why it is, kind of a covering all your other technologies, because container is somewhere you are deploying your whole application. How your AEM tool is working, obviously, because all the tool bundles, right? How your consoles are appearing, all that code is written and installed in your OSGI container. So this is like your fundamental layer. Okay. So we'll switch to second one, JCR. Okay. So JCR is your Java Content Repository. Okay. So any system that you use will have a repository. Okay, suppose your system is there, or your Linux Windows system is there. Okay, so what repository AEM uses is called Java Content Repository. Okay, so it is based on some specifications. So how your structure is created, what are the principles, so that standard is called JSR. Okay, that is like Java specification. So again, this is just for info that okay, they are JSR 170, 283, 333. So this is again some principles that define how your content is going to create, and what are the principles it's going to follow. Okay, so these versions are again just for info, like year wise when they are on the numbers. So no one is going to ask this. So how we store the data? Okay, so it stores in a form of hierarchical data. Okay, so it's a tree structure. How your AEM is going to store the data in the form of tree structure. Okay, so if you see at the right, I have root, block, Jan, Feb this way. Okay, so your data in the AEM gets stored in the form of nodes. Okay, we have nodes. So each node would have some meaningful name, obviously, and some properties that define the attributes. Suppose this is 31, right? So it is showing title, my first word, whatever. So the data is going to save in the form of nodes, in the form of hierarchy, and you can access this data in the form of path. So my path to title is blog Jan 31. So blog Jan 31 title, then blog Jan 1. So by path in the hierarchy, you can access that particular node. So if you would have seen when I you're able to hear Krishna? Sorry, I just missed the chat.
Yes, Nitin. I'm able to hear.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So when we yesterday we edited some pages, right? So maybe we did. So when we were editing this page or when we were accessing this page in editor or in publisher mode, so how we accessed, you saw this path, right? When I showed you that we have to access the USEN instead of language master. So because this whole hierarchy is there, inside content I have V-retail, inside V-retail I have US, then inside US I have EN and kids, right? So this is the hierarchy that is created, USEN kits, right? And similarly with this hierarchy, I am accessing the page. Okay. So it stores data inside AEM in the form of tree structure. Okay. Okay. So what is the beauty of JCR is it provides lot of APIs by default, so that are called JCR APIs, because whenever you are developing a complex application, you will need to work on your data programmatically also. Okay, might be I get a requirement that say I have a product page. Okay, so maybe I have thousands of products, okay, or maybe hundred of products, suppose in H&M, Amazon, any site I'm working on. So I may have product, right? So what I'm doing is my products are stored in Salesforce, or maybe my product is, stored in some other Hybris or any other e-commerce server. So I am pulling my product data from any other server and creating the product pages in AEM. So obviously I cannot create thousands of pages manually. So what I'm writing is I'm writing a program logic, something, from the code that, okay, as soon as you create a new product in e-commerce server, create a page in AEM. Okay. So we were on the product page. So now what I'm saying is if I add any product page to my e-commerce server, I am want to, create a page automatically in AEM. Okay. So somewhere I'm writing a logic that, okay, create a page. Okay. Create a node. So those APIs to create node, to create properties is provided by JCR. JCR is providing a lot of out of the box API where we can, directly create those data in the repository. Okay. So that is like, the extra benefit of using this JCR, or you can say that's the principle of JCR. We have an API that is given to us. So even if you Google, right, you say JCR API. So Jackrabbit is, one of the implementation of JCR. Okay, so see, this is what I was talking of 170 levels. Okay, so yeah, so this one's okay. So node API is there where we can access any node in the repository given we are giving the path. So I'm just giving the path content, my website article, and I can access this node. Once I have access to this node will give me a lot of, again, this API, this node API gives me a lot of methods where I can, set property, read property, delete property, or whatever modifications I want to do. Okay, so from backend also I can create lot of data, or I can read lot of data. So that helps you, write your business logics. Okay, so if you go to Node API AEM, so this is the path to your Node API. So again, this is like one of what I'm referring. There would be lot that we will learn eventually, how we write use cases, we solve these scenarios. So this is not something you will know in one day. That's okay. But this is just one example I'm trying to give. This is one of the JCR API node. Okay. So it has lot of methods where, I can read, get, set, restore, whatever. So eventually, like, how much you use AEM, you will come to know about this. Okay. But this helps us because directly I can access any node using path, and I can update lot of business logic based on it. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me show you so that it makes more sense to you. So now if you go to your home screen, right? In general tab, in tools, general, you will see one option CRXDE Lite. Okay. So you see, this is your full repository access. So this is CRXDE Lite. This is called CRX development environment and a lighter version. So content repository, extreme development environment, light. Okay. So this is your backend or your repository view of your AEM instance. Okay. So this is localhost 4502. So this is my repository view of my instance. Okay. So you will see a lot of folders created here. So this is by default the standard folders that will come up by default out of the box by Adobe. Okay. So each folder has a different purpose. Okay. I'll go through little bit on these folders so that will give you the idea. So whatever pages we were creating, right? You see after your sites.html, we had a path starting from content, right? Content, we retail USEN kids. So this content folder that you see is going to hold all your content of your web applications. Okay, so suppose I have open content. Whatever pages you were creating in the sites console, you will see the mapping here. Okay, so we retail USEN kids. So this is the page that I created, right? So if you see in your repository, your nodes is created against each hierarchy or each page. Okay, so this is your hierarchy. We retail was a page, then US was a page, then EN was a page, and then below it you created a kids page. So this whole hierarchy structure will be created, a tree-like structure would be created in your repository. This is your JCR repository, okay? So you can see in the right side also, Apache Jackrabbit Oak. This is your JCR repository, and Apache Jackrabbit Oak is a implementation, okay? So this is done by Apache software. So this is your implementation that your AEM uses. So see, AEM is a tool, but obviously we need to have underlying technologies, right? That on which basis it is created. So the container that it uses to deploy application is OSGI, and repository that it uses where we know we are saving the data, we are creating the data, that is JCR. Okay. So if I show you, okay. So anyways, just focus. This is a node. And in right side, if you see, I have properties. Okay. I have properties. So whatever data I am going to create in this node, I'm going to add in this page is going to be saved in the form of node and properties. Okay. So this is your content where you see all your content, means whatever pages I'm creating, whatever assets I'm uploading, whatever videos, documents I'm referencing, that would all be in your content. All right. Now apps, I'm just going little bit since we have, opened the repository, I'll go in detail little bit of what these folders are. So inside apps, as the name you can understand, will be our applications. So whatever applications I am deploying, all that would be shown inside your apps. Okay, so suppose there is a vRetail application, so you will see a corresponding folder. So this is going to have all your code base of your application. Okay, so whatever components you are creating, whatever configurations you are creating, that is all going to reside under apps. Okay, so this is your vRetail app. This is my weekend app. Okay, and sorry, this is my custom app training. Okay, so whatever application you are designing, whatever applications you are creating and installing on your instance, that would be reflected inside your apps. Okay, so all your code, everything will be inside your application apps. Okay, so apps content. Okay, then important is conf. Okay, so you see a folder called conf. In again conf, you will see your folders of your specific application. So whatever templates we are creating, so with the latest 6.5 version, whatever templates we create get stored inside your conf. Okay, so inside our conf, we create whatever templates we are. So there is a lot other purpose also of conf, but high level, whatever templates we create, okay, these all are reflected inside your conf. Okay. So apps content. Okay. Okay. So then is etc. So etc also has etc was earlier like widely used before 6.5. All our designs, packages, everything used to be shown under etc. So there are like out of the box system information, you can say, stored under etc. So suppose whatever packages we upload here, okay, so I'm uploading any new package inside, or I'm creating new package inside your instance, right? We created yesterday. So all those packages you can see inside your etc. Okay, so etc packages and whatever your group was. So yesterday I created by my name, so I created a package content backup. So you can see this is created as a node here with the same hierarchy. Okay, etc packages com.adobe.niti, and this is my package that I created, right? So it will have basic information created by, created whom, and everything. So some kind of system information, and there are a lot more things, workflows are there, but yeah, high level some system information is there inside your etc. Okay, then whatever your users groups, whatever we create, okay, so in instance we create a lot of users, right? Obviously right now we are logging through admin, but in practical scenarios your authors would be logging, your developers would be logging in a system. In a production environment, obviously there would be a limited access, so you will be creating each access, or maybe you would be integrating with your SAML. Okay, so whatever users and groups that we create for access, that are stored inside your home. Okay, so you see users and groups. So your home is storing users and groups. Okay, so it's okay. I'm just giving you information. Just I mean, it's okay if it's like appears like, a lot of information for now, but that's okay, because once you start using the system, no, you will be aware of this everything. But just high level I'm giving you right now, so that we know that okay, this folder is for what. Okay, but why, even it's not that you have to just learn something, like you should be aware that that's just okay, just for information I'm sharing. So libs has all your library components, or all of AEM. So that's inside your libs. And where is like, your kind of a temporary or a where folder that stores like, the lot of instances, reporting, audit reports and everything like that. Okay, logging. So it saves lot of stuff like that. Okay, and yeah, so these are like, high level important information that yeah, I just wanted to share. So this is how your repos, each instance that you create will have this review. Okay, this, it will have these folders created, and these folders have a sense. Okay, so that's like a standard, whatever tag and content we create inside, that will show inside content. Whatever application I'm created will go inside apps. So that's like a standard since ages, since the starting version of AEM. So that's something that we follow. Okay, so these apps and content and conf is mostly what you will be interested in and going on daily basis. So whatever, when you open anything in AEM, okay, just have a glance of the URL. So you will map with the repository. So suppose if I'm yeah, even packages, right? So if I just open, okay, when we opened any package yesterday, so I just clicked content backup. So if you see the path at the top after the index.jsp hash, what is the path? etc packages, right? So it will always show you where the path is. Okay, so just whenever you are working in AEM, just try to have a focus on your paths also, so that will create a mapping in your mind that okay, this package is somewhere inside. Okay, I'll go to etc, I'll go to package and write that. Okay, so you'll always have a mindset that okay, this is mapping to this repository location in your JCR. Okay, so coming back,
Niti, for the JCI, right, do we have a limit of the number of nestings that are possible?
number of
Nestings, like we create those folders inside folders, right?
their limit is there. I mean, creation limit is not there, but as per my experience, what I have seen is when we have lot of uh, kind of hierarchy or
Mhm.
the naming, when we sometimes in the nodes, if this is small name, but sometimes we have a long name. I've seen the issue in packages, but again, that might be like gone with the latest AEM upgrades, or maybe I haven't checked recently, but sometimes creation of packages, I've seen that issue. It gives kind of, name error, that it's too long, or that name is, that violation exception comes up.
Mm.
But I think if there is any limit, that would be defined again in the principles. Okay, so practically I haven't seen that since 8 years, like I haven't seen if that has crossed our requirements. Usually we do not, we haven't, like, because
And
what.
like, did you face any issues like creating nesting page, like pages under pages?
No, no,
So
no,
this,
never, never.
okay.
Yeah, they might be to the extreme, but again, that we have to check the principles if they have, any limit. But yeah, we never come across uh even in the complex to complex applications. I haven't seen naming. I have seen once or twice, but again, that was very old, so might be that is not with the, the upgrades they do, or with the latest. I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so these are some of the features, because when we are creating nodes, what features they are offering. So they are offering some good features, both of your file system and how you store data in the database, right? So we can query the data. Okay, in when we are storing the data inside nodes, they have we can have a lot of APIs that we can query the data, search the data. We can do a full text search, means if I'm just searching by kids, okay, or any title of the page, or any word that is used inside my content, okay, I can do a full text search and find that node, that okay, this is the path where this data is used. So those all features are available. I can have multi-valued properties, means one property can have multiple values. Okay, so I can have those multi-valued properties. I can have versioning of nodes. Okay, I can create version of pages also, so I can create those stuff. So this is like, high level, we can provide access control. So this is high level properties of your JCR, or you can say your content repository. Okay. Okay, so now moving back to technology stack. So this is your AEM instance, your JCR. Now we are shifting to third layer, or third technology, that is your Sling. Okay. So what is Apache Sling? This is like, your third important technology stack layer. So basically Apache Sling is a framework. Okay. So that is created for your RESTful based applications. Now, how I can access these applications, okay, or how this whole thing is working up, means if I am accessing this page, okay, yeah, I have created this page. Let me open a better page. Hmm. Okay, so now I've opened this page, my content retail USEN. Okay, now how I am dragging components, how that rendering is happening, right? How from this path only I am, whatever components I'm dragging, how it knows which application component, how that whole mapping is happening, that is, all given by your Sling. Okay, so how your content is delivered from your code base to your browser. Okay, so how that whole internally it works is all based on Apache Sling. So Apache Sling is basically a framework. Okay, so that is based on REST principle, that you have a request and how you serve that request. And it is based on content oriented application, means Apache Sling also provides a lot of API, how I can use this data, or how I can, work on this content. So what it says, each item in your repository is a resource. Okay, so according to Apache Sling, what it says, each item is a resource. Okay, your component is a resource, your page is a resource, and each node will have its resource type. So suppose I'm saying kids, right? Sorry, I'm saying kids. So you see there is a primary type attached to it. That is your CQ page. So this will tell me what this node is of type. Okay. And if I say JCR content node, there would be something called Sling resource type. So this will tell me what this resource is going to load. Like what is this basically going to render? How? What is, the referencing point of this node or this resource? So that resource type is giving a path of your retail component structure page. So that is, kind of referencing that, okay, for this one, you have to go to retail component structure and page. Similarly, in EN, if I'm adding any component, okay, I have a hero image that is loading up. So at the top, if you see, this is a hero image. Now, how it has to render, what is the path and everything. So each resource will have a resource type. See, Sling resource type. Okay, this is for target. So let me show you something simple for now. So suppose this page is their experience page and this is my component hero image. Now, what is this component? What I have to refer to load this? Okay, so that is your Sling resource type showing the path of retail components content hero image means this is the path of the component that it has to load this experience, to load this hero image. Okay. So that Sling is providing this whole mapping, or you can say it is defining, how and what is going to render on your page or on your URL. Suppose I'm hitting this URL. So then what in the backend has to load. So that is all defined by your Apache Sling. And to programmatically access, or you can say your, how to access resource, how to work on different things. Again, Sling provide out of the box lot of APIs. Okay, so when we were doing Sling JCR API, you can also do Sling API. Okay. So this is little bit more detail if you want to go deep on Sling APIs, like, this is basically for your content centric applications. So if you see, this is a one API resource. So there are a lot of things we cannot go into full detail, but yeah, as and when we will develop application, no, you will, I'll keep on explaining what is the role of Sling. Okay, so then you will become more clear on it. But yeah, for now, you can just understand how your whole repository delivery is working on your, on your page load, how it is accessing your component logics. That is all based on your Apache Sling. Okay, so Sling uses JSR repository. In case, yeah, this is AEM CRX content repository as its data store. And from it, this data, how it is delivered, this is all based on your Apache Sling principles. Okay. Yeah. So what it knows is, you have a repository, you have resources, and how you can decompose the URL into the parts and how you can locate your rendering scripts. Okay. So once you have a URL, what you have to render based on that URL, that mapping is all defined by Sling. Okay. So this is high level on your technology stack, what your AEM is using. And yeah. So any questions here? Because then we will move to archetype. Yeah.
Don't have
This
any
cons
questions.
yeah. This consoles, I think we have done mostly. Sites, CRXDE Lite, package manager, and console. So these are like, very important consoles because this you will be referencing on daily basis. I mean, anyways, you can get from the root when you open your AEM start, you can get to this consoles. So it's fine. You don't need to note the URLs and everything. Okay. So, okay. So before moving to Maven, one thing I want is let's install the service pack. Okay. So even I have installed a new instance. So let me also open that. And meanwhile, I'll share the service pack so you guys can install that. Okay. Yeah. Let me share in this chat. So this is a big update, okay, because you're upgrading from 6.5.0 to 21, and even I have to do that. So once you, it's still getting uploaded. So once you download, you have to follow the same steps. Go to your localhost 4502 package manager, upload this package and say install. Okay. Do not close that window. Do not touch or close your this instance, because this is a big update. It might take some time, because this is like updating your whole instance libraries, because service pack 21 is a big upgrade, compared to because on version we are right now 6.5.0. So this is like, huge library update that is going to happen. So just let it happen. Okay, do not close your, because otherwise your instance might become corrupt. So just download, upload your in your package manager and say install. Okay, if you don't remember, or if there is any issue, let me know. I'm also going to follow this anyways. I'm also, I think this is my old instance. Yeah, I'm also on 6.5.0, and so I'm going to CRX package manager. Okay, and I'm going to say upload, browse, and I'm going to select 6.5.2.1, say okay. Okay, so if you see, right, so if you see the filter, see there are a lot of filters. Okay, so it's going to update a lot of stuff. So just say install and let it happen. Okay. This will come up starting system component. So do let it happen. Do not close. Okay. Let it upgrade in your backend. Okay. Just upgrade this. I'm just stopping the sharing. I need 2 minutes. So just you can install this meanwhile.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Niti. So Niti, I've downloaded big package. So under CRX, I just have to open CRX Lite, right?
Yes. So open this CRX package manager, right? Let me share the link.
Yeah.
Open this.
Okay. Yeah, it's open.
Okay. So you will see upload package.
Okay, got it.
Upload and then select from downloads.
Yes.
And then say install.
Yeah.
Nitin,
Mhm.
I had clicked on the install button. It just if I see on the system, it is still installing, right? For me, it just completed in between, and now I'm not able to.
Yeah, it might happen. It might show that it has done quickly, but that happens sometimes. But in backend, it will do upgrade. Okay, so just that's
Okay.
okay. Leave it. actually
Oh.
it would be doing, yeah, it happened to me also sometimes. So that actually would be doing it, but it doesn't show a pop-up, but it would be doing that update. That's okay. So let it happen. Just leave your instance 10 minutes.
Niti, it's installed on my system.
Yeah, it will show installed, but it would be happening, okay, in the backend, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, let it happen. It wouldn't, like, it sometimes shows that it has done, but yeah, it would be doing in the backend. And if possible, meanwhile, you can up your publish instances also, like your 4503 at least. And for 4503 also, if you can follow the same steps, so it will, upgrade both our instances. Let me also do that. So you can up your 4503, and similarly, you can open the package manager in 4503. So that will upgrade your publish instance as well, okay? Because both your instances has to be on service pack 21. Okay, so that whenever you are doing any development, that would be in sync. Okay.
Niti, I'm getting that issue. Okay, while opening that publisher instance 4503. I've attached the screenshot in the chat.
Rhythm, it might be already running. I also got that error. Just check if it is already opened.
Yeah, because if that port is already used, that means your already instance is up.
Okay, I have to close that and again start.
No, you will already have it opened.
Okay,
Just
okay.
check.
Just then you open directly the package manager. That means it's already up. I just said because might be it was not up. So that's why I said to start your instance. If it is already started, well and good. You just hit the CRX package manager URL directly and log in. Okay, do login. Okay, let me give you login link first. 1 second.
Yes.
I think first you should log in with this URL, then open package manager. Okay.
Niti, I uploaded the package on that publish instance, but I'm getting this error. This tree does not exist.
Did you log in? First just show me your screen if possible.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not logged in. Okay, sorry for. So I've just shared a link. Open that because usually publisher we are accessing with anonymous access right now, so it won't allow you to install anything. So first open the link I've given in chat. That is your login link to for your publisher. Log in with an admin, similar how you do in author, and then you open this publisher or refresh your package manager page. Mm.
Yeah, now it works. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so once your installation is complete, a good way to check is you can switch to your bundles console. Okay, so I'm just sharing the URL directly. Just open this page. So all your bundles should be active. So I'm saying 616 in total and 616 active. Okay, so that means my installation is complete. And if I go to welcome screen, I should see 6.5.21 here. Okay. So just verify that should be the case.
My mother is updated.
Updated.
Yeah, publish is still running as. So
Yeah.
same thing happened for me as publish as well. It
Mhm.
showed as completed, but I think it's doing in the backend.
Yeah, it takes time. Yeah. So just check bundles also on your localhost author instance. It should have increased because in mine
Yeah.
was 5 something, right? So it would
I
have
also got
increased.
this same thing.
Huh, okay, then that's fine. Okay. Okay. So once everybody is done, we'll see something. Just you can complete this.
Yes, it's updated in the author instance.
Okay.
So, Niti, I'm getting some error when I open that welcome.html.
Mm-hmm.
It's 404 error.
Okay. Show me.
Yeah. You can see my screen.
Huh. Yeah, wait, so it's happening. Just refresh
So,
that console.
this one.
Mhm. Yeah, let it happen. Your upgrade is still happening, so
Okay.
let it happen.
Okay. So once this is done, then I'll be able to access this, right?
Yeah, just remove HTML. If you
Yeah.
your local is up, right? Instance is up, no?
It is up. It is up. Local is up. Okay. So now it
Okay.
is showing me this startup is in progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let that upgrade happen actually. That yeah. Once it's done, no, then your what? Where is your package manager? You have closed it or? Okay. Yeah, this seems to be complete.
Yeah, it is complete.
Okay, just refresh again. Refresh again.
Uh,
If it is not, then just restart your instance. Okay, once.
okay. So you want me to refresh this package manager?
Any screen of localhost 4502 refresh. I'm just seeing your instances come up or not. Yeah, it has come up. Check your other pages now. It should have come up now because that might be in progress that time. Any major install that you do know, so it kind of doesn't
Yeah.
look.
Now okay.
Now open welcome. Just type welcome. Remove AEM. Remove AEM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Niti, it's done for me as well.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Good. Coming back to Maven. Okay. So let me share my screen back.
Just one question, Nitin. So after uploading these packages, right, we just need to reload our instance, right? Localhost 4502.
Yeah. Reload means I didn't get, sorry.
We don't have to restart any
Oh, no.
instance, right?
No.
Oh.
No. If you face any issue, sometimes because yeah, ultimately what it is doing, it is reinstalling all your bundles again, and that life cycle of bundles is kind of going from start to active. Okay, so that's the thing that's happening in the backend. It's upgrading. Sometimes if you face issue, because this is still our local, when we do same stuff in the prod or dev instances, we do face issues. So then in that case, we try to restart and everything. But yeah, I think local we hardly face any issue.
Yeah.
Usually we don't. Okay. So okay. Okay, so we'll come to Apache Maven now. So I know you have all Maven installed in your systems. So basically, Apache Maven is kind of software management tool which helps us to build our applications. Okay, so the AEM or Java based applications we can. So AEM actually uses Maven only to build its applications. Okay, so this is the not the default but the only tool where which is helping us to build, manage and deploy our code on the instances. Okay, so whatever application we are creating is Maven based applications, and this is the tool we are using to build our code and deploy our code to our instances. Okay, so Maven, I'm not sure if you know or heard. So Maven, Apache Maven, even if you Google it or so it's a whole repository that comes up with all the dependencies, all the jar files. It has the whole repository. Okay, so even if you see here, it's a management tool, and how it works is based on the concept of POM file. Okay, object model. So I'll come to detail. I'll show you. So first, let me do one more thing. So this Apache Maven archetype is something that Adobe has given us to create any new project. Okay, so Apache Maven is a tool to build and everything. Maven archetype is a functionality given by Adobe that is used to create new projects. Okay, so whenever I'm developing any new application, okay, so maybe I got a new client. Okay, so I'm saying they have asked me to create a new application they want to switch to AEM. Okay, and I'm creating a new application in AEM. So if you see lot of whatever we saw in repository, right here, if I switch to repository view. So if you see vRetail, right, what I saw was there was an apps vRetail, okay, then conf vRetail, okay, then content vRetail, right, and then if you go inside DAM vRetail, then if you go inside tags vRetail, okay, so there are a lot of when you create an application, there are a lot of things you are creating. Okay, you are creating an application, you are creating content, you are creating folders for your assets, you are creating folder for your tags, right, you are creating some configurations, then you are writing your backend logic. Okay, so all those how all those structures that needs to be created. Okay, one option is obviously you can, manually start with a new folder and start from scratch, but obviously it will take a lot of effort to start from scratch, and we do not want to just start from scratch, because we want to follow the standards that Adobe is guiding us to do that. And that's why they come up with a something called Maven archetype. Okay, what they say is run this command and you will be able to generate your new project. So what they will do, they will give us a minimal structure that will already have all your folders created based on whatever naming you are giving. So you can provide a custom namespace, your custom project name and application name, and it will, based on your best practices, it will create a structure. So this is not only a, what I'll say, a best practice to do. This is the only practice that we follow. Okay, so based on my experience also, whenever you create a new application, we always follow the Maven archetype to create any new application. Okay, so when Adobe has given this Maven archetype, so obviously they always give the versions also. Okay, because what structure we are following, they keep on upgrading or make changes, because with 6.5, as I said, there were a lot of changes to how we were implementing changes. Okay, so initially we used to have designs in our etc, then we switched to conf folder. Okay, so there are repository changes that keeps on happening, or obviously Adobe also keeps on upgrading with each version. So they, how we create the project structure, with the latest technologies, with the latest tools, or upgrades, so they also keep on changing the version of archetype. Okay, so when you type this Maven archetype AEM, so you will see a GitHub link. Okay, so let me open this. Okay, so yeah, so you will find lot of documentation here. Okay, that what all it is providing, what all features we can use, how we can create, and so this is a high level command. Okay, MVN. I'll be giving you, do not worry about that right now, but just I'm just showing you right now. So here we give whatever group ID I want. Okay, what version I want to use of archetype. So archetype version, what that I was telling you, right? So they create archetype versions to, upgrade the, how you want to structure. So with each version, there are a lot of changes that, they make, and we can define what type of application we are creating. Okay, so if I'm creating for 6.5, I'm creating for 6.4, or I'm creating for which service pack, each detail we have to give it. And what it will do, it will create a new application for us. Okay. So these are the properties that we can give while creating an application. So see, suppose this is the latest 51. So this is supported above 6.5.17. Sorry. And this is your Maven support. Okay. And this is your cloud service. In case you are creating application for cloud service, it will have a different structure. Okay. So that's how the beauty of archetype is. So I'm going to give you a command to use that. Okay. Hmm. Six 6.5.21, everybody is there. And so you see this artifact ID package and everything, right? If you want, you can give, suppose whatever I'm giving you is my site. If you want, you can change it to any other. Okay, so just make sure you change. App title is something that will all appear inside your application, and I'm referring to these names. Okay, so this is V Retail. So you can give your custom if you want. Okay, so if you want to give training, that's okay. Okay, or you can keep it my site so that we all are on same page. So that I'm okay. Include dispatcher is, I'm saying no. Just 1 second. OSGI. Okay. So what we will do is I'll create a new folder wherever you want to create your project. Okay. So just open that folder, type CMD. Okay. And I'm going to copy paste my command here. Okay. So what I'm telling them is this is your command to generate your new project archetype, whatever plugin versions we are using, generate. Then I'm giving some namespace that, okay, you know, my group ID, so this all things artifact ID is something, you know. So see, this package is group ID that will appear inside your packages. You remember, right? The group ID of packages where I gave com.adobe.niti yesterday.
Yes.
So this is the same name, okay? com.adobe.mysite. This is the package. Then group ID, something when you are building your Java applications, okay? That has to be some package that has to follow. So these all are, you know, custom, whatever you want to follow. Generally, we give by client name or, you know, application related. So if I'm creating H&M, so I'll say H&M, or any purpose of this site is there, okay? So for now, you can give training my site, whatever sample you want to give, and we will give our version on which we are installing. Here I'm giving snapshot because this is our, you know, testing and dev site. And I'm saying I do not want dispatcher. Just use them as it is. I'll define you later what is for. Let me try first. Okay, so this would run and it will create a new web folder for you. This is my site, and it will give me a default structure of your project. Okay, so all of you try. I'm going to copy paste this command to save it for your future purpose also. Okay. Now, which version of archetype? Here I'm using 39. Okay, so that all depends on your decision while you you know, when you are going for a client and when you are developing an application. So this little research is required because to follow the latest, you should be aware what they are offering. So you have to, you know, do a little bit of R&D while testing your versions. It should be stable. It should be whatever dependencies and structure they are creating, you should be aware about. Okay, so I am well versed on 39, so I'm just using 39 and it goes well. So whenever, you know, in future you get some requirement, you just make sure what version you want to keep it closer to latest, but you should be aware on every feature what they are offering then. Okay, for now you can use this.
Niti, I just had one question.
Okay.
So, will that command change for any AEM cloud service projects?
Yeah, so it will change. Why? Because here I'm giving AEM version as 6.5.21. Okay, for cloud you have to give I think some option is cloud, so this AEM version has to be written as cloud.
And is it like if we create this particular project structure, it can be like amend, like change it to be a cloud version, or we have to create a cloud version from scratch?
Uh, if you are, see, obviously, because if my project is on-prem, okay, so
Hmm.
these days there is a separate requirement that comes up to migrate from on-prem to cloud. Why? Because you have to change in structure. Okay, so if you are developing a new application for a client who is already in cloud, you will obviously go for cloud. But there are separate project, you know, that comes up to migrate from your on-prem to cloud because there are repository changes the way we create run modes, the way we create configurations, and there are little changes, okay? So you can change in future, but I mean, that would be a manual change, like when you know what is the change, okay? So if I know this config folder will not be there, or the way config is created will be different, so I'll make that change manually in future. But if you are creating any new application, obviously you'll use cloud.
Okay.
So see, this is a front-end module. So sometimes your application are single-page application, okay? Maybe you get a requirement that you have to create Angular or React-based application. So in front-end module option, you will select Angular or React, okay? Or you do not want your front-end module at all, so you will say none. Okay, so this type of again, this is all design level decisions that you take once you get your requirement. Okay, so I'll just share this link also. So just keep it handy. So once, if like in future when you get your clients and everything, you should take your decision. These values are important. Okay, so once this structure is created, this is your basis of all your future development. So again, this is just for training, but this structure is first important decision that will be taken once you develop application for a new client. So this is important. So this keep it handy with you. What options you are going to give, what title, name, everything. This is very important. For cloud, see this too is important. AEM version cloud and SDK, whatever version is in your cloud. So these are cloud options. Again, these all can be changed. It's not that you cannot change once created, but you should be aware where to change. Okay, so then that requires all the changes in POM. If you mismatch, then there would be a mess. So it's not that you cannot change it. You can change it, but you should be aware then what to change. Like we should know, what and where to make change.
Niti, if we miss one property, right, while executing the command, so it can be added later on, right? Like,
It So again, I'm repeating the same thing. So once your structure is created, it is created. Okay. So if you want to reuse this command, then you will delete it and reuse the command. But
entire
so
command again.
entire command. But if you are aware that okay, suppose uh, you have missed, suppose dispatcher, right? This is a dispatcher config. I have in my configuration said no, okay, N. But tomorrow you say then I want a dispatcher configuration, okay? So what you can do is you can create a new, if you are aware, okay, what you can do is you can create a new folder here, UI.dispatcher, okay? Include your dispatcher configurations inside it and make an entry in POM. But this is what I know, okay? So you should know that, okay, if I'm adding a new module, I should do like this, okay? UI.dispatcher, okay? So what it will do now, it will build your dispatcher module also. And in your dispatcher module, you should have a POM file and everything. Okay, so that way it can, it is possible. So those changes you can always do. Even if I want to change my group ID, okay, now it has created my POM and inside it, my artifact ID is my site. Now tomorrow, if you want to change everything, so you can change it here. There is no harm, there is no issue, but you just need to make sure you are changing at every place because these all things are dependent. Okay, so now I'll just go through the POM file so you'll understand it more. Let me delete that dispatcher thing first. Okay, so I hope everybody's created this, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So see, I'll just go a little bit brief on what it creates. So how Maven builds is using this POM. So this POM is a key file. This is called your parent POM because this is just in the first level. So this is called your parent POM. Okay. So this parent POM will tell you whatever, things we have given. Okay. So like we gave naming, version, my site and all. So this will tell you that. And whatever modules we are going to build with this POM. Okay. So these all are called modules. So now whatever Java logic, whatever, business logic we are writing, okay, say model, servlet, services, schedulers, workflows, whatever Java files you are writing will be a part of your core. Okay. So if I open this core, first thing you will see a POM. So each of your subfolder is going to have its own POM file. Okay. So under my site, this is called your parent POM and these are your module POMs. Okay. So this is your core POM file. So if I go inside it, source main Java, again, you see this folder created com.adobe.aem.mysite. So this I was referring. Whatever you have given the package here, right, in your command, this one. Okay, so I have given com.adobe.aem.mysite and tomorrow if you think you need to change this. So not only you have to make in POM that change, you need to change it here also. So you see this folder has been created of your site, right? So you should be aware what changes you need to do because this is again following the whole hierarchy. Okay, com.adobe.mysite. That is how it is going to refer in your classes. So if I open any Java file here, right? So this is your package com.adobe.mysite. So if I'm changing tomorrow, I'm changing the folder and I'm changing in each of my Java file, this package name, right? So this all changes. It kinds of builds your application based on whatever facts you have given in your command. Okay. So it's not that can't be changed, but it depends what kind of change it is. Okay, so yeah, this is your, so inside your core, all your Java files will be there. Okay, so this is your servlet schedulers. Again, this is the default structure that, your AEM archetype has given. If you want, I can delete it all. You want to rewrite, do not want these folders. It's all the minimal start point for you. If you want, you can keep. If you are not going to use filters, remove it. That's all okay. Okay. So core is going to have your all the Java code. Apps is going to have all your application code that gets mapped to your apps. Here what we see. Okay. So your apps is going to have, so now you start seeing the from your root, whatever folder you see, that is your repository mapping. Okay. So after root, if you see apps and my site, this is going to reside in root apps my site. Okay, once you build and deploy. Okay, so apps my site, this is your component and your client libraries. All your components that you develop for your application are going to reside here, and they are going to, once you deploy, they are going to reside under this. Okay, now coming back is your content folder. So UI.content, source, main, content, JCR root. So after root, what I am seeing is conf and content, means under content, I am going to see my site. Okay, so this is going to map under your content. So a folder will be created under content, my site. Okay, one site deploy. Okay, similarly, content, dam, my site. So inside your dam, you see this content dam, a folder will be created with my site. Okay. So just keep a note, these all folders will be created once you deploy your application. And here we saw conf also. So under JCR root, conf, my site. So your root, conf, my site should appear here once we deploy. Okay. So this folders are having some relevance. So once you have created your archetype, so they have created these folders for you. They have created the sample files for you. We can now either delete them, we can use them, we can rename them, we can extend them, copy paste to create our own. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, these are having, so those relevance, and this test is, I'm not sure if you're aware. So we run automated tests, right, for your code. So all the test files are created here. Again, this is sometimes my application would not need, okay. I'm not writing any test files, although with upcoming, I mean, it has become a mandate, but it depends. Okay. So maybe I'm not writing any automated tests. So I can remove this folder whole at all. Okay. I can remove this folder. What I will do, I'll remove the entry from POM that, okay, I do not want to build this module. And that's possible. Like, okay, we do this. So these are all, maybe lead level decisions, not an individual developer will do, but lead level decisions has to be deciding and finalizing this structure. First important step is finalizing your application structure. Okay, so suppose long back, I have developed an application, this appv.com. Okay, this is a live site that is there, appv.com. So, but again, this is long back when we were working on some earlier versions. So I think this was on archetype 27, I think. So I'll show you the structure. Okay, so you see this structure is lot simple, right? So you have, you would see the modules are little less, you can say. UI.config is not there because earlier in those archetype, UI.config was not a separate folder. It used to be under apps only. But now with the latest archetype, they have said that, okay, no, we will keep UI.config different. Okay, so that's like, they also keep on changing the standard. And but it depends. If I do not want it, in the conversation with the client or in the whoever is your architect, if you decide that, okay, I have to keep this structure simple, I'll keep this structure simple. Okay, if I do not want it, I can remove it. So that's all, your design level decisions you can take. Ultimately, you want your code base to have your application code, content, and your configurations and your templates. So those are important things that we need to have. Here is my code. Okay, this one. Okay, so yeah, so front end module is why we create. So again, these days they create a different front end module. Okay, I think in earlier we didn't have it. Why? And we can say none also, right? I shared this one, so we can leave if you want front end module. You can say none. So what they do is, I mean, this is what is recommended also, that they keep this so that, when UI developers are working on your application, they can develop independently. Okay, so what they do is they have all the component CSS they can develop here, right? And they have the static HTML view of your code base, right? So they can develop independently and test your application independently, and after that they can integrate with your or build with your AEM, right? So they can create this whole site independently with whatever, I think you guys are better UI people, so you can understand. So like what they do is they can develop the whole application, they keep resources and everything handy. And once they build, so it will have its own form file and this webpack file. Okay. So what it will do a whole NPM build. So they can individually build and work on front end, not bothering on my components or what in AEM development is going on. Okay. So that's how, these modules are created, and they all have they are interdependent. Okay. Means in parent POM, I'm defining, because when I'm building a project, I'm defining that these individual needs to be built and the packages need to be created. Okay, now ultimately what is happening when I'm saying that build this package and deploy it to my AEM instance, ultimately what will happen is it will build this application code, create a package, and install that package on my instance. How we did the service pack installation, how we did the other package installation. So ultimately any application is also installed via package manager only. So either we can do manual installation like say upload, install, how we did service pack, or we can do a automatic Maven installation. Okay. So first, I'm just going to show you how to build an application. So first step is just you build this application. Okay. We will not install it. First, we will just say mvn clean install. Okay, so in your parent POM, like wherever is your parent POM, just open your my site or my project, whatever you have created, type cmd and say mvn clean install. Okay, so we are just going to build this project for now. So this is going to take some time because what it will do for your case, it will download all the dependencies. It will download all the files, jar files required. It will install your npm and node locally. Okay, for my case, it is already done. Or so if you see, this is running npm install. So let it do. It will take some time. Let it complete. Okay. Let me type that command for you here. mvn clean install. Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's built for everyone.
No, Nitin,
Still in
it's still in
progress.
progress.
Is it hanged at npm install something? Like,
Yeah, it passed away.
okay. Okay, then fine. Yeah. If it is running, like you can see the updates, then it's fine.
It's done for me.
Okay. So once it is completed, now what you will see is, so if I'm going under apps, you will see the target folders created. Okay. So ultimately, when it builds, what it is doing, it is creating the package. Okay. So all the build that has happened, all the component code and everything, it has compiled and built inside your jar file, the zip file. Okay. So this is your apps.target inside your apps target, you will see the app snapshot version that is created. Okay. Similarly, if you see your core target, you will see the jar file created. So this is your bundle jar file that is created after the compilation or the build. Okay. Similarly, if you go to content, you will see a target folder, and this is your content package. So 3 packages will go and install on your instance. That is your config target, your content target, and your apps target. Okay. So your core bundle will be a part of your apps. Okay. So it's not, it will not go separate. It will embed it inside your apps, and these 3 folders will be installed in your, the 3 packages will be installed in your local instance once we deploy. So today what we have done is we have only built this application. Okay. We haven't done any installation on your instance right now. We have just built it. I just wanted to show you that what happens once we build it. So it kinds of downloads all your dependencies. Okay. So whatever dependencies we need, it downloads all the packages, all the dependent jar files and everything. And then it has build success and say it has ran. Okay. Okay, so we'll do the installation tomorrow. Because I want to show you, then it would be like kind of a break. So we'll start from the installation to your instances tomorrow. So today we have created a new archetype project. Okay, we have built it, and till this point everyone should be we all should be on this point that we have our instances ready with service pack 21 and we have our build done. Okay. Just one extra step I want you all to do is whatever your published to was there, right? So even I haven't started yet, right? Yeah. Okay. So whatever your published to was there, 4504, just if you haven't already set up this instance also, okay? Set up this instance also with the latest service pack and everything. So just make sure this instance is also ready. We'll need this in future, like for some demo, that's okay. Maybe not tomorrow. I'm not sure if we'll cover tomorrow, but just make sure this is also ready. So maybe in offline time you can do that. So just make sure this instance is also set up and do that service pack 21 here also, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so tomorrow we will do this, code deployment on our instances. Okay, and yeah, let's do this code deployment on our instances. I'll show you what is like, how that is done and what is the meaning of profiles and everything. And we'll cover a little bit of components. Yeah, and let's cover replication agent. So these 3 topics we'll cover tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. No? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we'll have a 2-hour class only, same. So we can cover that tomorrow. And yeah, any question you can ask. We still have few minutes you can ask, but I'm not going to cover any new topic now. Yeah.
And the author and publish instance, right? So is it mandatory to keep the publish instance running always, or we can keep it half
Close.
at
If you're not using, just switch it off. So 4503 I've closed, right? I'm not using. So just close it. It anyways it takes 2 minutes to open. So close it. It's all consuming your memory, system memory. If you're not working, you close all your instances. Publishers we keep open only obviously for the live sites, but local you can close. That's okay. Tomorrow we'll do something on publisher, so we'll need it. So for today you can close.
Niti, just one question regarding that command which Krishna has raised, like modifying anything like values based on the parameters. The best practice is to like create a new directly, right? Instead of like modifying that in file.
See, once you've already created, how will you modify? I mean, because you have already created the structure. And once your structure is finalized, so just think practically, okay? So I have got a client and we have, spent time on requirement phase, design phase, and now is the implementation phase. So first step of implementation, your team will ask is, okay, you have assigned, okay, you will work on navigation component, one person will work on template, other person will work on logo component, and you have assigned the work, okay, for sprint. So now everybody is developing on what? They'll need a code base, right? So someone from the first step is to create the design. Design means create the repo, okay? And you have to commit this repo in the Git so that your teammates can access, right? So once this is done, this is done. This is your base on which development will start. So that is why I'm saying this is your design level or architecture level decision that what your options has to be.
So just one instance, let's say I created the initial, I executed the initial command with all the parameters mentioned. And after certain time, I realized that I need to do some modification. Okay. So for one of the parameters. So in that case, what needs to be done? Like,
so see, if it's a small change, no, you are, that's what I said. If you are now, if you are creating a whole module and tomorrow you cannot say that, okay, I want, this had to be my single page application. So that can't be the case, right? So if a small version update you are doing, small package names upgrade you are doing, so generally this is not the case, okay? Because these decisions are not taken in one day. These are all thought of, POCs done, well tried and tested. Okay, and then these decisions are made. Okay, so obviously it is not recommended. These are not changed daily, because your naming will never change. Okay, this is your base project structure. If I'm saying I'm working for H&M and I have given my application name H&M, tomorrow they'll not say, okay, no, I didn't like this name, change it. If you have to change it, then yeah, then there is no other option. You will change it. What you can do is you can create a new project. Okay, scrap it if there is no work done, or you can see, okay, if you create a new project with new name, where places that would need an update. So you should be then aware that, okay, if I have to make a change, this all places were the places where I made the change. So that way you can do.
So we cannot download the packages and then use it in the new project, right? From the existing one.
This package that is being created, that build package you are saying under target.
Yes.
No. See, this
No,
this
that.
package is all compiled code with
Got
all.
it.
So that cannot be
Yeah.
the case. You can open refer that's okay. You can individually copy paste components that you can do. But yeah, overall, if I say, whole application cannot be done like that.
Another thing is this AEM service pack. This needs to be installed on all two instances, right, of publish.
Publish one, publish two.
And
This. Tell me.
okay. So on author, it is not needed.
Author we did yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So this is
So
like
all.
your instance update that we need to do because we are working on it. So I want, because see, now we have created project that is, we have mentioned AEM 6.5.21, right? So that's why we'll work on 6.5.21. Otherwise we would have worked on 6.5.0 only, but that is lot old. I do not want any issues to, anyways you can work, there is no problem. There would be clients that would be still on 6.5.0, that's okay. But we all are working on latest. I have the latest service pack, so why not? Okay, so that's why I just gave. And sometimes based on versions, we might face issues because you'll have to analyze. If I'm using an Adobe feature of 6.5.21 and I'm on 6.5.0, tomorrow I'll keep on facing issues and I'll never know that, okay, until I debug, okay? So that type of issue comes with versions. So that's why just let's all be on same page. So at least we'll minimize the version issues, okay? That's why. Okay, I'll just wrap up. I have to join another call. So thank you guys and just let's catch up tomorrow.